for healthy puppies.
Now, there is one thing I have to say about St. John's before we go on. This year, the big news story was that the A1C postal code was determined to have more artists per capita than any other postal code in the country.
We even beat Montreal. We were kind of interested in doing our own roadshow. We decided we were going to go across the island and visit artists in their hometown.
This will be fun. So we should go to Mount Pearl?
Yeah, and the Goulds, because they're not really technically St. John's.
No.
Right.
So we could see Daryl Hawkins and Martin Bragg, because they're from Mount Pearl.
And then we'll go see Neil Butler in the Goulds.
Yeah.
I forgot that the Metro bus only stays in the metro area.
I know, it's a drag.
It's a big drag. I thought we were going to see Bernie Stapleton and Marystown and Kevin Major and Steve Mill, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, and Greg King and Badger's Key and Andrew Day on Coley's Point.
It would have been so fun.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can go see Bernie in Marystown.
And Kevin in Stephenville.
Badger's Key.
And
Greg and Badger's Key.
And Andrew and Coley's Point.
I think we can.
Yeah.
There's no Badger. Q-U-A-Y, anyway.
And now we're going to go see Barry Canning.
In Bishop Falls.
And Peter Ronke.
From Labrador.
And then we'll go see Agnes Walt.
From Placentia.
Peanut butter on my face?
Yeah. We're coming loud ground. It's a big island.
Well, so now we'll go see Pete, Susie, and Gander.
Big fancy new place. Still no gander.
And then we can go see Johnny Harris and Pooch Cove.
And Paul Wade is from somewhere out central. And Sue Kent is from Curling.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. Let's not forget Carmelita McGraw. She's from Branch.
Yeah, and then Dan Payne's from Cowhead.
And Jody Richardson is from Chamberlain.
Next to Manuel's.
Mom made that for me.
What's better with my clothes?
You know, it's just too bad that we didn't get to change islands, because that's where Jerry Squires was born.
Yeah, people say that Jerry Squires' work can take their breath away.
Jerry shared his knowledge through art with many other people through the years.
It takes a special gift to be an artist, but another kind of gift to pass that experience on to others. Here to present tonight's Arts in Education Award, Mr. Gerald Squires.
Good evening, class. I'm particularly pleased to be asked to present this particular award because I, too, have been involved quite a lot in the school system for some time, actually. And but back a few years ago when art in the classrooms was not as formal as it is today, so I spent 4 days up in Notre Dame Bay visiting schools, and one of those days happened to be Career Day. And I sat up on stage, and there's a room full of children in the gymnasium, it was, and they all sat there on the floor with their eager faces. And 4 of us sat on the stage. I had I think it was a Mountie, a nurse, a garage mechanic, and me. So anyway, I got up and started to explain a little bit about how I managed to survive here in Newfoundland. And halfway through the speech, his hand at the back of the gymnasium. And I said, yes, what's your question? He says, I hears you draws naked women. So I gulped, right? So how do I explain this? So I decided, well, what I'll do is I'll put on my bravest face, and I look real serious and explain to him how I learned to draw when I went to art school. Hand goes up again. He says, you don't need to explain any further, he says. I've made up my mind. I knows what I wants to be when I grows up, and that's the hardest. Benny Malone has been entertaining and educating with his company, Wonderbolt Circus, for over 25 years. Beloved as an adventurous and innovative artist, one of his greatest gifts to our province has been a tireless determination to tour his productions through the outermost reaches of Newfoundland and Labrador and teach circus techniques to local children. This year, Benny brought a 10-person troupe to the communities like Sheshatshiu and Nashotchee, offering workshops and instruction. The popular show traveled the Labrador coast all the way to Nain. Benny also hosts an annual circus camp, which has encouraged the flourish of buskers and other street performers in our communities.
I can't sing no day.
Dancer, choreographer, producer, writer, and actor, Louise Moyes continues to bring her incredible sense of story and stagecraft to young people right across Newfoundland and Labrador, and in both official languages. Louise introduces primary schoolers to performance art through storytelling, mime, and dance, and inspires older students to investigate the worlds of theater, television, and radio.
All right. But if you couldn't, then...
Derek Norman has been a respected teacher, trainer, guide, and guru at the Newfoundland Independent Filmmakers Cooperative since 1975. He is widely acknowledged at having played a pivotal role in the evolution of the film industry in this province by developing and mentoring many of the artists who work here today. He is a charter member of NIFCO, a founding member of the Producers Association of Newfoundland, and a member of the Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television. Derek continues to guide and instruct researchers at Memorial University in all aspects of post-production. And the winner is Benny Malone.
Well, I didn't write a speech because I thought it would jinx it. Big mistake. I'd just like to say I'm very happy to share this nomination with Derek and Louise, two artists that I really admire a lot. I'd like to thank the Arts Council, the Newfoundland Labrador Arts Council, especially for the Arts Smarts program, which they've done, which Ken Murphy has been involved with, and Reg. And also, I'm very happy that the Visiting Artist program is going to be reintroduced. And I'd like to thank the provincial government that they're bringing that back. It's great. I'd like to thank the people I work with, the people first, the person I work with all the time, my partner, Marion White. And my daughter, Anna Harriot, two great inspirations in my life. Marlene Carl, who's my administrator and is as everyone who knows, Wonderbolt is the backbone of the company. Ruth Lawrence, who's helped me put curriculum programs together, and Peter Duchesne, who works with me too, doing these curriculum-based programs we do. And all the kids that we've worked with who probably inspire me much more than I inspire them, I think. So thanks for the award, and thank you very much.
As a storyteller, he's lyrical and engaging. As a man, he's clear, composed, and compassionate.
We are honored to have with us tonight the author of the award-winning novels River Thieves and The Wreckage.
Who, I happen to know, is a pretty fine singer in the right kitchen. From Buckins, please welcome Michael Crum.
On New Year's Day, the Orangemen gathered at the lodge, their sashes draped across sweater chests and overcoats, salt and pepper hats or bowlers, leaving their ears bare to the frost. By 8 o'clock in the morning, they were ready to set out, marching down through Riverhead and across the Southside Hills, up every laneway, and then over to the north side of Western Bay. After the parade, the Orangemen went back to the lodge where the women had prepared a lunch, soup and sandwich for a quarter. Then afternoon recitations, songs, and skits, and Aunt Edna Millie would get halfway through her poem and forget the rest. Every year, it was the same thing. The familiar words fading like the faces of loved ones long dead. In the evening, another meal, and then an after-dinner speaker, the preacher, or Kitch Williams from the school. It was 9 or 10 o'clock before that was finished and cleared away. And that was when the time really got started. A clap of movement in the hall, tables and chairs scraped back against the walls, people arriving from up and down the shore for the dance, Catholic and Protestant alike. 100 souls in the lodge, the hardwood floor pitching and rolling under the stamp of feet, Stan Kennedy playing his accordion and calling out the square dances. Swing your partner, now step back. Stan was as blind as a stone, but he could play that accordion, his face lifted to the ceiling like a supplicant seeking forgiveness. Never had a lesson in his life, his body possessed by music, his hands pulling tunes from the air as people shouted out requests. It was what everyone looked forward to, that dance. Stan played until 4 in the morning. He could barely croak out a word by the time we let him stop. The windows dripping steam from the heat of the dancers, and the gray light of the moon showing the way home as people stepped out into the cold, their jackets folded across their arms. The sound of Stan's last song drifting to the stars.
When we return, more Newfoundland and Labrador Arts Awards and a unique performance by Anita Best.
There's clean, and then there's deep clean. A revolutionary deep clean system that's as gentle as a hand wash. The new Whirlpool Duet Sport, because there's more to every day than just laundry. Whirlpool, inspired by you.
When you're online with TD Canada Trust and you have a question, all you have to do is click, and a specialist will call right away. So you'll never feel alone.
Hello? Thanks for calling so fast.
Get Click to Talk and our security guarantee when you're online with Canada's best consumer internet bank.
And now, to present the patron of the arts,
a man who introduced this government's own brand of support for the arts, the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Recreation, the Honorable Tom Henderson.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Premier Danny Williams, I bring greetings and best wishes. No one understands better than him that the importance of our artists to the cultural fabric of this province. I therefore speak for the Premier, the government, and for everyone here when I say we have a tremendous, tremendous appreciation for our arts community. And since becoming the minister responsible for culture, I've met many of you and have been constantly astounded